Hello, welcome back to Random Vids. Today, I'm gonna be ranking the second wave in the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe booster courses. So yesterday we did Wave 1, the Wave 1 courses. We ranked all 8 of those. Today we'll be doing the Wave 2, and then sometime maybe next week or the following week we'll finish up the Mario Party series with Mario Party Superstars. But anyway. And then I guess sometime in December, whenever Wave 3 comes out, we can do Wave 3. Anyway, yet again, I'm just so happy that I get to play these, tracks and courses. They're a lot of fun, and yeah, there's not much else left to say, so I hope you enjoy this list, and let's get started right away at number 8, which is... So here at number 8 is Mario Circuit 3. Wow, big surprise, right? Yet again, just like Wave 1, there is not a single bad track in the Wave 2 cups. But like I said before, unfortunately, one of them has to be my least favorite. And this one is Mario Circuit 3. Honestly, I really like what they did with this track. Obviously, not only does it look like it came right out of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but I love all the little all the little blocks and stuff. It's like Mario Maker 2. It's kind of like Mario Circuit Maker 2. 3, sorry, whatever. I don't know anymore. But I like what they did with this track. They added more life into it. You have all the characters cheering you on and stuff, so it's not just like you were placed in this random track like the original or just the Mario Kart Wii remake. But even if this isn't a fun track at all, I'm sure we could all agree that this is a classic. I mean, this is right out of the original Mario Kart, the very first one, the one that started it all. And it came back in this Wave 2. Track aside, I really do love the music. It's a really, really good remake. And I never really hated any of the Mario Circuit music, but I feel like it's gotten like better as the series went on. Well, the GBA songs were like awesome. That's probably my favorite. This is like number 2. I don't know, I just like the extra little beat they have in the background. It's really good and it's really catchy. It's a lot better than the original or the remake in Mario Kart Wii. So with that, there's not much else to add about the track. It's your standard beginner track, and yeah, that's about it. It's a fun track, awesome music, and there's not much left to add. So let's go to number 7, which is... So here at number 7 is Snowland. I almost forgot the song. I don't know why. So this is another one of those tracks that has never came back yet. Like I said, I don't think they should have added those type of tracks. I think they should have saved them for like Mario Kart 9 or something. But whatever, we have Snowland. Apparently I've never played the Game Boy Advance version, but in that version, the screen apparently would shake. So it's nice seeing the screen doesn't shake in this one, because that would feel really weird, especially with like the HD rumble. That would be so funny, honestly. But no, it's a pretty fun track. I mean, yet again, it feels like it definitely feels more like a SNES or GBA type track, because it is definitely more flat than some of the others. But they did a good job with this remake. Like, comparing it to the original, obviously, it's a lot nicer than the original. And even though it's, I say they should have waited till Mario Kart 9. Whatever, we got it, so might as well enjoy what we have. There's no glider ramps, but there is a fun little shortcut here at the end. And there's no gravity either, no gravity, whatever you call it, gravity source, I think it's called, what we call it. Anti-gravity, that's what it's called. I don't know, I always call it gravity source for some reason. This track, overall, it's just your fun old GBA snow level, and man, the music is a lot better too. Like, I really like what they did with the music. It sounds a lot better than the original. So yet again, not much I have to add about the track. It's just good old Snowland. So let's move on to number 6, which would be... So here at number 6 is Calamari Desert. Now this is a good one to bring back. Obviously originated from the original Mario Kart 64, but it came back in Mario Kart 7 as well, which was fine. But you see, this is the type of track to bring back. One that they brought back already, but is nice seeing return. Not one that's never came back yet. That's for the new Mario Karts. But man, they did a really good job with this course. I mean, yet again, this track still does kind of feel like one of those more starter levels. But you know what? It's fine to have some of those starter levels. Well, if done right. They have to make it a fun starter level, like this one for an example. And I can't believe I just dodged that blue shell. So, okay. The worst item in Mario Kart history? I dodged that? What? I'm kidding. Anyway. No, wait, I'm not kidding, because it actually happened. And wow, I almost got ran over by that train as well. Something I really like what they did with this track is they did kind of like what they did with the Mario Kart Tour tracks. You're going in different directions, and even in one lap you're driving into the train tunnel, which is proof that now, unlike the Mario Kart 7 version, you can drive through the tunnel again, which is nice, because in that version you couldn't, but in the 64 one you could. So it's kind of funny how they worked that. It's really, like, they did a good job with that. It's really hilarious, honestly. And the music too. The music is pretty good as well. It kind of reminds me of whatever it's called, Shoka Mountain, where they retweaked it to make it sound better, but not too much to make it sound annoying. Yet again, just another standard desert level, and I'm really happy what they did with it. So, yeah, it's a good track, and it's a lot of fun. Not much else I really have to add, so let's move right on to number 5, which is... So that's right, ladies and gentlemen, we have reached Wally G Territory. If you know me at this point, you know that even though Wally G Pinball, of course, is a fun track, it is nowhere near one of my favorite tracks. And why? Because it's talked about to death, and it's such an overrated track. Whenever you search up Mario Kart memes, mostly you will find Wally G Pinball, or the music. And it is old, I am not gonna lie. But you know what? Fine, just bring it back at this point, so all the Wally G fans just stop complaining. Oh, but they are complaining, because this part. It sounds silent, right? That's because in the original DS version and in Mario Kart 7, they'd have a little jingle that would play once you landed in the area. It's like, well, whatever, that's fine. They didn't feel like adding it. But apparently all the Wally G fans just immediately hate this track now just because that one little jingle isn't added to their Wally G Pinball. How dare they not add that? It's just a track. Jeez Louise. I honestly don't understand why people treat Wally G like he's the next best thing. I understand, like, Wario got 64 DS and Wally G didn't. Wario got Smash and Wally G didn't. You know what? Just make a Wally G game and add him in Smash just so people will stop. These 2 laps I've been talking nothing about how overrated this track is. And I won't stop, because there's nothing else really to talk about it that hasn't been heard about from literally everybody else already. It's a fun track, don't get me wrong, it's a really fun track. I like what they did with it, with all the lighting and stuff, and it looks really cool on the Switch. But, like, I will never understand why this track is so overrated. And, like, it's a fun track and all, but better than some, like, Big Blue? I don't think so. At least the song isn't terribly annoying like the original. Of course, because Wario Stadium ended up coming back in Mario Kart 8, they kind of remixed that music. So, because both of those tracks ended up coming back from DS now, they just ended up adding that song instead of wasting their time either bringing in the original, which would suck, or remaking the original again. So, whatever. We got Wally G Pinball Mario Kart 8, so hopefully this will stop all the dumb... It's never going to stop. People are still going to be like, oh my god, best track ever, blah blah blah. Alright, whatever. I'm done with the rant. It's a good track. Meh music. So let's go to number... I don't even know anymore. 4, which is... So here at number 4 is New York Minute. You know what? It's nice having a more leisurely paced type of track every once in a while. New York Minute is a lot of fun. I mean, you have just your classic Mario Circuit and then your normal desert and normal Snowland track. But I enjoy myself with this track. It's one of those slow paced type of tracks, but it's a fun one. It's kind of like the Paris one. And both are a lot of fun. New York Minute, it's just, I don't know. It's just a fun track to play on. And there's a lot of stuff to look at, too. It's just, I don't know. It's just a nice, leisurely, it's one of those stroll in the park type of levels, if you know what I mean. It's like another good example is like Wildwoods. That's another one of those leisurely stroll in the park type of tracks. Wildwoods is sadly better though, but you know what? This one's a lot of fun. Like I said before, it's fun seeing the real world in Mario Kart. Like it's hilariously funny. I like it. And this time around we got New York Minute, which came back, which is nice. And man, the music is really good. Well, not really good, but it's not like perfect. Like you're never gonna. It's not one of those songs I'd probably ever listen to on a daily basis, but it's just one of those songs that's like, it fits it perfectly. Like, I really like the song. It's just not awesome, but it's fun, if you know what I mean. It's one of those songs that would hit, like, right in the middle of, like, ranking every Mario Kart song. Like, definitely something I didn't do or anything. This is one of those songs that hit, like, right in the middle, where it's a good, catchy thing, but it's not the best at all. And man, the track is so short that we got to finish it. So let's move on to number 3, which is... So here at number 3 is Sydney Sprint. Remember how I just talked about how New York Minute just feels like one of those relaxing tracks? Well, Sydney Sprint also kind of more feels like that, but it kind of feels like Tokyo Blur from the Wave 1. New York Minute feels like Paris, where you just relax. It's a stroll through the park, but Tokyo and Sydney are both more like, all right, time to get up and go, time to drive. Like, it's a fun track. I really like this one, and it kind of reminds me of Tokyo Blur as well. And yet again, well, I forgot to mention this about New York Minute, but both this and New York Minute are those tracks that change every lap, which is fun. Like I said, it's just so funny. Like, well, not funny, but it was such a good idea. I like how they did that, where they make a bunch of different paths. It's kind of like Yoshi Valley, but you are restricted to only one path this time. So, you know what? It's still really nice, though. I still really like what they did with this track. It's a lot more... Like, it's better than New York Minute, for sure. New York Minute's good, but, I mean, you can't beat Sydney Sprint. This one is just so much fun. And, obviously, taking place in Sydney, Australia. So... And, man, that music. I haven't even mentioned that music yet. Oh, this is definitely one of my favorite tour songs, next to like Tokyo Blur and like Sky High Sunday, and then like Velocity City is like another one that I hope that comes back. So they did a good job when it came to the music. It's a really catchy piece too. This is one of those, unlike New York Minute, which fits but like isn't gonna blow you away or anything. This song blows me away, and it's one of those songs I could see myself listening to all the time. So there's not much else I have to add about this track. It is such a fun one. And, well, I'm sure most people agree that it's a fun one. And we're all happy this one ended up coming back in the Mark 8 Deluxe and booster courses. So, there's not much else I have to add about the track. It's a fun one for sure, and it definitely makes number 3 on my list. And it's up there. It's close, not quite. So, let's move on to number 2, which would be... number 2 is Mushroom Gorge. And yes, I did purposely drive over there just to be sure 100% that shortcut was back. And I'm pleased to tell you it is back. Yet again, like Coconut Mall, this track shouldn't have come back in Mario Kart 7 because Mario Kart 7 really just took out a lot of things about this track. Like, of course, it added the mushrooms you bounce off of, but it didn't feel quite as bouncy in that version. Like, at least this version feels a little bit more bouncy. Mario Kart 7 just didn't feel quite as bouncy. But, man, this track, I'm just so happy that it's back. They added so much in the background. I like what they did with it. And that shortcut is back. Like I said, they took out things in Mario Kart 7's version. That shortcut there, those 2 mushrooms down there, they weren't there in the 7 version. They were there in the Wii version, but not the 7 version. They did a really good job with this track, too. They, like, unlike Coconut Mall, where I still see some of the Mario Kart 7 problems, or even Tour problems in that track, Mushroom Gorge doesn't really have any problems anymore. They fixed, like, the 1 or 2 problems about Mario Kart Wii, which was, like, nothing. The graphics, I guess, whatever. And then, like, the problems with the Mario Kart 7 and Tour version as well, of course. And wow, I'm getting hit by everything, as you can see. But anyway, because this version has what I liked about Mario Kart 7 and Mario Kart Wii, it is probably my favorite version out of the 4 versions that they have now. So, yeah, Mushroom Gorge. It's the classic Mario Kart Wii track that should have came back in Mario Kart 8 all along. Now, this is what I'm really hoping for. When we get, hopefully, if we get Koopa Cape, we need that. I don't want that underwater thing in Mario Kart 7. It needs to be like how it was in Mario Kart Wii with the electric boosts. Speaking of Mario Kart 7, I like how they kept the blue gliding mushroom from Mario Kart 7 as well. So it doesn't feel like... And that was like the only good thing that they added in Mario Kart 7's, where they had the blue mushroom where you glide. I feel like that's a really smart idea, and I like how they made the paths go in like 3 paths now instead of just 2. And the music is still as good as ever, so you know what? Mushroom Gorge is number 2. It didn't quite get number 1, but it's number 2. So, of course, that means there's only 1 track left, right? So, my favorite Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Wave 2 track is... That's right, number 1 is Sky High Sundae. So, just by looking at this track, I mean, already you can see that all the characters are in anti-gravity for the whole race, which is already a plus since this is so far the only Wave 2 track that has the anti-gravity, which is nice. Which is, kind of brings the question, what's it going to look like on Tour? I've never played Tour. Therefore, I'm not ever going to play this version, so whatever. I really like what they did with it, though. I like the whole sweetness type of theme to the track. And because, I don't know, this track feels like really, like, not bouncy, but just, like, light gravity, if you know what I mean. It feels like the moon in Mario Kart 7's Rainbow Road, or Lunar Colony, even. Like, it feels really light of gravity. As you can see, I'm flying all over the place. And this is only 100cc. Imagine 200cc. But man, they really made this track look delicious. I definitely want to have a big old ice cream cone after playing this track now. I mean, you're either a you either have a sweet tooth or you love the salty foods. I'm both because, well, I like both. So this is a perfect track for that as well. And unlike Ninja Hideaway, where it felt like it was more copy-pasting a track, this track actually feels like it's a brand new one. And it's a lot better than Ninja Hideaway, I'll say that. And man, the music is so much better than Ninja Hideaway too. I haven't even talked about the music yet. It is so just awesome. Now every time I go into an ice cream shop, I want this song to play. Because it just fits so perfectly, and I can it sounds like it comes straight out of a brand new Mario Kart track. Because it is a brand new Mario Kart track. But man, they did a really good job with this one. I'm happy that we have such a fun track to end the Wave 2 off. Ninja Hideaway wasn't bad, but it was just more like, eh. This one is a lot better though, for sure. And man, the theming's perfect, the music is good, the track layout is fun. It's not too hard or too easy, and you're on anti-gravity, so and of course it looks good too. I love the background. Oh, this is a perfect track. I love it. So this, in my opinion, is my favorite Mario Kart Wave 2 track. And honestly, it might be my favorite booster course that we've gotten so far. I think it is. I think this one's my favorite booster track that we've gotten so far. So, yeah. Hope you all enjoyed this video. And like I said, next week we'll return to the Mario Party videos. So it won't just be Mario Kart. Well, we only have one more Mario Party anyway, so might as well finish that up, and then I guess we'll see from there. If you have any ideas of what videos I should do, leave them down below in the comments, and I'll see. So, I'll see you all next time. Bye.